So hello and welcome back to the new video of the JUnit tutorial series. So in this video we'll be focusing on how we can write the parameterized tests in JUnit, right? So till now what we have seen how we can write our test cases, what are the test suits, and what are these assertion methods, right? So now in this video we'll be seeing how we can create a parameterized test cases, right? So the parameterized test cases means we are passing the values or the test different values to that method or the test case, and the test cases will accept those parameters and run according to that accepted parameters. It will run the test cases and it will tell us whether that test cases will pass and fail according to that parameter that we have passing to that test cases, right? So how we can write these type of test cases in the JUnit, we will be seeing in this video. So let's get started. I will go inside my IntelliJ IDEA, and over here I have set up one small example for you, which is the traditional or the not traditional. We have up till now what we have seen. I have arranged that example over here. Over here you can see we have student score calculator class, which is the Java class. Okay, and inside which calculate sat score is there, and which is accepting two parameter, math score and the literacy score, right? So we are calculating the sat score of that user based on the score that he or she is getting inside the math score and the literacy score, right? So if the math score is less than 0 or greater than 100, that means that score is invalid, and then in that case we can set the sat score as -1 and tell the user that please give the valid input or that correct input, right? So same goes with the literacy score. If the literacy score is less than 0 or greater than 100, then in that case we can also set the sat score as -1, because that is not the valid score, right? So if none of these cases getting evaluated as true, then in that case we know we have valid math score and the literacy score. Then we can calculate the sat score, and the formula to calculate the sat score is multiplying the math score and the literacy score. Okay. Okay, and so this is how we are calculating the SAT score. So now we have to test this calculate SAT score method. So we are writing this student score calculator test.java class, inside which we have written these 7 different test cases. And you can see what we are doing here is, first we are passing 50-50. That means 50 is my math score and 50 is my literacy score. And then what is the formula? We are doing multiplication, then 50 into 50, we get 2500. Then in that case this test case will get passed. Now here we are passing math score as -1 and literacy score as 50. Now we can see literacy score is valid because the literacy score lies between 1 to 100, right? So but the math score is less than 0. That means this if condition will evaluate as true, and then in that case our sat score will be set to -1. And here over here expected output is -1, and we also get the -1 over here. So you can see what are all the condition in where we can get the -1 as a sat score, right? So if the math score is less than 0 or the greater than 100, and the literacy score is less than 0 or the greater than 100, right? So we have written those four, 1 2 3 four test cases, and these two remaining test cases we have written for the what if both are negative, right? So over here you can see we have one method both negative. So if both numbers are negative, and we have another condition where both the numbers are high, that means above 100, right? So these many test cases that we have written over here just to test the one method. So we can what we can do is we can pass the parameters, right? So there are nothing different from these methods, just we are changing the parameters that we are passing to that methods, right? So we will create one more Java class where we can see how we can reduce this number of lines of codes by writing just one method which accept the parameters from the user, not from user. We will be giving one object or array to that class, and that class will accept that uh, object array and process our test cases. Before that, we will just go ahead and see whether these test cases will run or not. This is our previous way that we have seen so far in this series. Okay, so you can see all the test cases get passed. 7 out of 7 test cases get passed, and now we will go ahead and see how we can create a parameterized test cases, so that we can reduce this many number of lines of codes, and we just write one method and our job will be done. Okay, Java class, let me call it as student params test. Okay, so inside this, okay, so now we are, since we are using the parameterized, so we have to tell this class, or this class, as with the annotation as run with JUnit 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 pa- para params runner JUnit params runner dot class. Okay, so we are searching for dependencies. Just wait a minute. uh, Let it be done. Okay, so I guess yeah, so over here inside this class, what we can do is we can just wait a minute. Why I'm getting this error, I will just rectify this error. Okay, so the error that we are getting because we have not added the dependency for the JUnit params runner. So we have added the dependencies over here. Over here you can see we have added two more dependencies, JUnit params and JUnit params, and both are different because we are the scope of both of these dependencies are different, because one scope is test and one scope is for compile, right? So now we can go ahead and just uh, do our rest of the things that we want to do. Over here what we'll be doing is we'll be creating one test case. Okay, so to create a test case, we know add test is the annotation that we give, and over here since it is a parameterized, so we will write parameters, and for now we will just write method is equals to uh, let me call it as test values. Okay, so test values is our method. Don't worry, I'll be explaining all this stuff in just give me few minutes. Just I will write public void. Our method name should be anything, test now, and this will accept the three parameters. One is math score. One is literary literacy score. So just I'm going to copy this one from here and just paste it over here. And after that, third parameter is expected score, right? So expected score that we also want to pass. Okay, so over here we can create the object of the student score calculator class. Score is equals to new student score calculator, and now we can use that object to call that calculate sat score, and after to that we can pass the math score and the literacy score that we are getting from this parameters raised method. And now we can use the assert equals. Okay, so we need a assert equals, and to this we can pass the expected score, and the actual score would be this sc dot get sat score that we have written over here. Get sat score, it will pass the or return the sad score to us. Okay, so this is how you can write. Now we just have to implement this method where we are passing this all these three parameters in using one object. So we can what we can do is we can create one method, private static, and this since this will hold the objects, right? So object test values, and all right, and over here inside this we will just return the object, return a new object, right? And this object will contain the all the objects that we're gonna pass to it. Okay, so right, object, and here we can pass all these parameters that we are passing through this method, right? 50 50 to 2500. Okay, so we will pass 50 comma 50 comma 2500. So this is our first value that we are passing, and similarly we will pass all these value that we have written over here for the 7 different test cases, right? So for the second one, we can what we can do is we can write like this. Now we can pass minus 10 50 minus 1 minus 10 50, and then it should be minus 1 because since one value is less than 0, right? So again we can replicate that, and we will write 50 minus 1, and in this case also you should get minus 1. And now for the fourth one we will pass all minus 1, and now for the fifth one we have 150 50 minus 1, 150 50 minus 1, and here 50 150 minus 1 50 150 minus 1, 150 150 minus 1, 150 150 minus 1. We'll give all 0. This also we will test. Okay, and last one where both are high, just like 100 100, and now here also we should get 10,000 because 100 into 100 is 10,000. Okay, so this is how we will create those objects, and we will pass this method values to this test values, right? So we just checking. Okay, method is equal to test values, right? So we will go ahead and call this just to check whether everything is working fine, and our all test cases should get passed. Yeah, you over here you can see 9 out of 9 test cases will get passed. How many we have written? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. See, 9 out of 9 test cases passed. So what we have learned in this video is how we can pass the parameters to the test case, and according to that parameters our test cases should run, and we will get the desired output. We will see here for each test cases what is the output and how we are getting the output, right? So instead of writing these many 60 line of codes, we can do that in 30 line of code. So we are just half we have cut down the half of the line of the codes just to by passing the parameters to that method, right? So this is how we can create the parameterized test cases in JUnit. So thank you for watching this video.